Alan Nachman of Agora Financial is here with a weekly options alert, here to take a look at what's going on in that market action. So what is your trader talk for today, Alan?
Season of pleasing. So far, earnings season, more than half the stocks have reported so far, and 80% have beat on earnings.
It's been great so far.
Great so far.
Taking a look at your WPI trade tracker, Apple was on your list.
Apple made new all-time highs last week. We were involved. We got out of half the position for a 33% profit, so it was a good play. Could have squeezed a little bit more, but we had earnings coming up, so we didn't want to play it too close.
What's going on with First Solar?
First Solar had a little bit of a fall. It's come back though. It went down below the $50 level. It's been trading between 50 and 55 now for a couple of months. It dipped down to 48, but it's right back up to the 53. So it's in the middle ground. It's an August option, so it's still got about 2.5 weeks of time. We'll see where we can go from here.
You also had a trade on in Hewlett Packard.
Yeah, Hewlett Packard also stuck sideways, 21 to 24. Again, it's an August $20 call, so it's in the money. We're at about 23 right now. See if we can push above that 24, which would target 27. It's a nice wedge pattern, which would be a continuation, hopefully, to the upside. That's what we're looking for in HPQ.
We'll see what happens there. And your WPI trade trigger for this week is?
Smart money. And these guys are smart. These guys are real smart. Morgan Stanley. Now, Morgan Stanley's been essentially unchanged in 2018. We're looking at some calls. This is a stock that's between 46 and 52 for the last 2 months. That target's 58 on an upside breakout. It's an August 31 call, so it's
we have lots of time there.
The 31st, and it's a 48 strike, so we've got lots of time. That's a month of time where I come from. So we'll see if we can get a little bit of a push in this stock as banks are starting to do better and better. A nice healthy recovery in that sector.
Base metals tops your trading floor takeaways for today.
Yeah, it's a forgotten sector. Let's talk about copper, silver, and gold. All have made new one-year lows, but we haven't seen new highs in volatility. So that's the measure that the fear is not there on the downside anymore. That's typically when you see a short squeeze, and now with the dollar stop going up, these metals in this sector can make a nice healthy comeback after being beaten down badly. That could be good for the overall market.
Well, here's a happy thought. Tech not wrecked.
Not wrecked. Profit-taking pullback. I've said this a couple of thousand times in the last years with you. So we've seen this over and over again. A big run up in tech. People take profits. Money rolls out and into other opportunities. So if you look at some of these stocks that have been in the headlines in the last week, let's talk about Twitter. Twitter had a 100% gain. Netflix had a 100% gain from January to June. So it's only natural that they pulled back. And the big one, Facebook, had a 50% jump from February to July. So, you know, these stocks were due for a pullback, and that's only natural.
But for today, it's all about Apple.
Apple earnings, definitely a big deal. So Apple's in the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ, obviously. So that's going to have a big impact on those indexes based on what these earnings numbers are. Now, the market was expecting, the options market was looking for about a 4.5% move. Now, it was not saying which direction, but initially the reaction was positive. They beat on earnings, just like a lot of stocks have, and we were seeing a bit of a bump up with those numbers.
Thanks for coming on the show, and have a great trading day, Alan.
Thank you.
Check out businessfirstam.com to find out where to see our entire show. And don't forget to like, follow, and share Business First AM.